So g'day all, race preview time. We're doing the big one, tomorrow's Melbourne Cup over 3,200 metres at Flemington. I've got Trevor Lawson on the line. We're going to run through it. How you going, Trev?
Good, Mark.
Always an interesting race, the Cup. Guess for someone like yourself, who you're obviously a year-round punter on Victorian racing, it can be a tricky puzzle, just given there's so many different horses coming from all over the world.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. It used to be a terrific race to bet in when it was just all basically the Australian horses. Had a fair bit of success over the years because you could sort of put the pen through a lot of horses that you just didn't think would run the trip. But now it's a little bit harder because you're sort of relying on third-party ratings, as in time form for these overseas horses, and a lot of, and then also what happens is then they can come out here and they can, some of our Australian trainers improve them a bit, or they improve in the conditions out here. So, sometimes it's a little bit hard to line up. But this year's, one of the few years that I might have a bet. So,
no worries. You got your speed map up, so we might just start with that. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, so it's the map is they've basically start, sort of down near the 1,000-metre mark. They start in the chute, so it's a very long run to the first turn. So the majority of horses will go, they can go forward. They can get in by the time that they sort of go out of the straight. So I sort of got Prince of Aron and Anthony Van Dyke are drawn 1 and 2. So, they'll kick up, hold their positions, and then sort of get crossed. They might get crossed once or twice. Vow and Declare's got blinkers on, it rolls forward. Finch and Master and Rally generally sit handy. Twilight Payment, Ocean X, Dashing Willoughby led the Caulfield Cup. Russian Camelot, I thought he'd just roll forward again. He's drawn barrier 16, so I didn't think he'd go a long way back, and he can probably get in forward to midfield. I thought Perth Sand probably had to go forward from 20. Etta James and Tiger Moth, Kieran McAvoy goes on. It's first up this time when I won a maiden, it sat behind the leader in a small speed, and then a small field, and then it sat sort of forward to midfield in 2 runs. The last run sat forward to midfield in a pretty quickly run race. I just thought he'd go forward as well. So Bright Baby gets a good run, probably sits midfield-ish. And then you sort of got Sir Dragonade probably goes back. I think Very Elegant. He might push forward a bit at the start and sort of might go sort of midfield wide or sort of just off midfield. And King of Lead Grants will probably go back. So the pace, as we saw last year when they went really slow and Williams went forward on Vow and Declare from right out wide, it just depends how quickly they find their positions. So if they all sort of find a position 1 and 2 off the fence quickly, then it won't be that, they won't go that hard in the race. But if things have to keep working out wide to get in, that's when they can go sort of quick. So, the speed's a bit speculative.
No worries. Well, it's Monday morning, so we're just over 24 hours out. So just having a look at TopSport's market at the moment, fairly wide as the Cup seems to be every year. It's they've got Anthony Van Dyke and Tiger Moth, equal $8 favourites at the moment, from Surprise Baby at $9, Sir Dragon at $9.50, Prince of Aron $12, Russian Camelot and Very Elegant $13, and then Finch leads the rest at $19. How does your market look? Who have you got on top to start with, I guess?
So I've got Tiger Moth favourite, and I've got it much shorter than the price.
Good, we're on.
So we can. He's only had 4 starts. He won a maiden at Leopardstown in June. Time form rating returned 93, which is nothing at all. He then went to the Curragh. He ran in Group 1 Irish Derby.
Yep.
And ran second, just got beaten, and improved his rating to 117, which is quite high. And then he had 77 days off, went to Leopardstown, and he just destroyed him. Rated 120 on time form scale.
Yep.
The speed was on it. He was suited by it. He powered away. To my eye, he was easing. Ryan Moore rated him. He was easing him down. So I thought he definitely could improve off that rating. So I actually have stepped him off the rating. Now, at the moment, I don't think the market has. That's
Right.
not to say the market won't. We're sort of one day out. But I'm thinking he'll be heavily backed.
Yeah, right.
He's lightly raced. He's in, you want to get in with a lightweight. It's got 52.5 kilos. It's got Kieran McAvoy. He's got a great record in the race. I think he's won it 3 times.
Yep.
They know what sort of horses to bring here. Aidan O'Brien. So I thought there was a lot of positive. I think he'll just take the barrier out straight away. He'll just roll forward, and he'll basically stop once he's got him one off the fence.
Yeah, probably. It has drifted slightly in the last day or so, and that's basically around the barrier 23. But you're not too concerned about that.
Well, this race especially, like for the really big players, everything will happen late because they'll just wait till the pools get to as big as they can, and then they can really get stuck into them. And it's more, they're just betting more a percentage of the pool. The fixed odds will be strong. The totes will be huge, and Betfair will be sort of massive. So at the moment he's pretty much $8 across the board. He's $8.20 on Betfair as well. So and he's $10.30 best tote at the moment. But I think he'll be the one that'll shorten.
No worries. So you got him marked around.
So I've got him
480, was it?
480.
Yeah, right.
480 favourite.
All right. Well, looks like a good bit of value there. From there, what have you got in terms of the market? How does it look after that?
So equal second picks. I've got Sir Dragonet and Surprise Baby at $11 each of the two. So they're slightly under that at the moment. Sir Dragonet was a big figure in the Cox Plate. So on my scale, it returned 68.5, which is 127 in time form ratings. And time form actually only rated at 123. Most of his best wins have been on wet tracks. He ran 4th over 2,900 in his last prep, and he'd had enough at sort of 150.
Right.
But Kieran Marsh sort of training it now. Boss goes on. He's another one like Kieran going for his 4th Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
So I've come off the other day. I sort of took 2 kilos off it, and otherwise I'd sort of have it pretty short, and just to see what it looks like. And I've basically got it at the same price as the market, so I'm sort of happy. If we're on it, we're on it.
Yep.
Surprise Baby is, for mine, the best of the Australian horses. He had a limited prep, so he won. Won the Adelaide Cup, basically in his first prep. He then resumed. He won the Bart Cummings last year, and then, as well documented, drew 20 in last year's Melbourne Cup, and he went back. They went very slow for the class. They went sort of, over 7 lengths slower than normal for that sort of race. Geordie got a long way back. He sort of ran home strong, got beat just inside 1 length. This time it replaced him. So He resumed off 300 days. So the trainer's just basically targeting one race. He ran first up over 1600. Wait for Age was a good race. And then the Turnbull, he got beat 2.5, but he didn't have any luck. He was sort of back. The race at Very Elegant won. And then he got held up sort of in the straight. And I thought he was strong late and was just basically hit out for this. So last year in the Cup, I had him return 63.5. And he got beat 0.75, 0.9 of length and was unlucky. Excuse me. So I've given him that length that he got beaten and rated him 65. Craig Williams goes on from an inside barrier. He won the race last year. So I've given Craig Williams a bonus. So in effect, I've rated him 66. So it's a fee. I can't do any more with him. And I've got him $11. So I'm happy with that. So if I'm on him, I'm on him. If I'm not, I'm not.
Fair enough. And then from there, it looks like your prices go out a fair bit to the rest of the field.
Yeah, I've got Ration Camelot around the $15. Yep. He's interesting. Traditionally you would have said this is just the perfect, lead up. He ran second in the Craig Lee at Wait for Age. He won the Underwood. He ran second in the Caulfield Stakes. And then he ran third in the Cox Plate. And his SPs have been on it, or Betfair SPs have been $4.80, $1.60, $1.40, and $3.80. Just if you know, like in the form, all his best runs, or his three of his four best figures are on slow tracks.
Okay.
So I'm not sure he can rate higher than what he did the other day. So I've just rated him what he did the other day and got him around $15. And then I've got Anthony Van Dyke. I've got it $20. I've sort of got it twice the price of the market, which is, excuse me, interesting. So it returned on my scale 67.5, which is 125. Timeform gave him 127. Not so sure about that. He was back. He ran on well. I was going to, then I thought, he was sort of strong and maybe he'll improve off that run. But watching the video, he got to sort of Very Elegant, and I think Very Elegant was holding him the whole way the last 100.
Yeah.
He's going to get a better run here. He's never been to 3,200. Or he's never he's basically never been past 24.20. So he'll get a good run. It's interesting that the dam, she let him up in a Blue Diamond. So he's got a lot of speed. So I've just rated him what he did in the Caulfield Cup. I haven't stepped him off that, which it looks like the market sort of has. So I've got him $20. Master Reality, it ran second last year. Yeah. Then lost on protest. It returned 66. Well, with without sort of losing on protest, he would have sort of returned 66. He not sure he's going the same this year, but I think a lot of them have just been get backs and run on type things, and I think it's to me just looks like he's just been trained for one race.
Yeah.
I did notice a couple of the prize money races over there. They just don't race for any prize money, so I think they just basically have they just use them in trials to come back here and race for the for the prize money. So I think he'll go forward. So I thought he was overs, slight overs.
Yep.
Sort of $21. So I got him $20.
Yep.
Very Elegant, the Caulfield Cup winner. I've got her $20 as well.
Okay.
It was a wet track the other day for her. her best forms. Yeah, so I didn't think she could improve off that rating either. Prince of Aron, he seems short odds to me. He was good in the Caulfield Cup. He returned 62.5 on my scale, which is 115. Time form rating 116. That's about right.
Yep.
But he's been here the last 2 years. He did 65 winning the Saab or whatever it's called on the Derby Day 2 years ago, then ran third in the Cup. And last year he ran second first up in the Herbert Power and then won the Geelong Cup and then ran in the Caulfield Cup, returned 65. So I didn't think he can do any more than 65. So I've rated him 65 and got him $20 as well. So I thought he was sort of a bit under the odds.
Yeah, okay.
And then out from there, we've sort of got Stratum, Albion. I just put its time form figure in, sort of $37. I thought Finch another one. I've got him rating down slightly this year. He did 62 the other day, was okay. Time form rating, which was about 114 on my scale. Time form gave him 115. At his best, he's a 63.5 horse, which is about 117. I've rated him that. So I've basically rated him as good as he can go and got him just under 50 to 1. And then outside that, you sort of got, Twilight Payment, I got $48 and everything else sort of nearly 70 to 1 or longer. Ashram, we backed it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Came from last in a slowly run race, did a good job, but it goes from Kieran McElroy the other day to, not putting him down, but it goes to Declan Bates from barrier 24.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he could sort of repeat the rating. So I've got it sort of nearly 100 to 1.
Yep.
Miami Bound, she's an interesting runner. I think Cam gave her a chance. I sort of just thought, if I look at her form, she won first up, won a second start on a soft 5 at Bendigo. She won again at Bendigo on a good 4 track. She got beat at Flemington on a good track. Then she got beat again. Then she won the Wakeful on a 5, which I think that was last year. It kept raining the whole day. Then she won the Oaks on the backup. She resumed. We actually liked her in the Autumn Classic, and she was horrible. Got beat 6.5. Then went to the Alistair Clark, I think, and got beat 6. Then he put her out. She resumed at Moonee Valley on a heavy track, ran okay. Went to the Mackay Derby and got knocked over at the start when Gadding broke down, so you can forgive it. Then she went to the JRA Cup and was plain. She got beat 6.5. And then she ran in the Herbert Power and was just awful. Got beat 3.8, had every possible. And then the other day, cops a soft 6 and flies home. It was a strong speed that day. She was suited by the tempo, and she was just the strongest late. I think she was sort of the last, well, she's a woman, but last, she was like the last person standing. So I just sort of thought she was a wet tracker. And so I came off her. She's $44 anyway. I could, probably market somewhere like that, but
yeah,
I was sort of happy, not being on it. So there wasn't a lot that I sort of could be on. I sort of can, I'm happy sort of having to throw up the stumps and back and tie them off.
Yeah. It sounds a bit like you back tie them off and then just sort of see how the field plays out and versus
I think, Master Reality
prices.
Probably, Circuit Dragon probably, and then sort of maybe Stratum Albion, and then maybe Surprise Baby,
Mm.
and maybe Russian Camelot. They might be sort of Betfair SP jobs, and not much else. So it wouldn't be a big spend race. So you're sort of happy to play because just with the unknowns and take the odds to it.
Fair enough. All right, sounds good. Yeah, it's interesting that you got some good value about the favourite. So looks like we'll be on that, and then around that we'll just put the prices against the market and see where we can find a bit of value while they're out.
Great,
good stuff. All right, thanks for that, Trev. We'll catch up later in the week, and we'll have a look at Oaks Day and then the 2 Group 1s on Saturday.
Great, thanks, Mark.
Cheers.